What is up, y'all? It is your boy Weepeeler back in my house after a long and tiring trip to LA, checking out EA's booth at E3. I got my hands on Next Gen. I was one of the first few people. Me and JJ actually jumped in. They gave a little presentation ahead of time, and then they're like, who wants to play? And you know, your boy Papa Weeps was right at the front of the line, jumped on, got my hands on Next Gen, and I have to say, it is amazing. I'm here to talk about it today. I did have hands on, so you can believe me. I mean, my hands were on the sticks, and I was playing the game, had a good time doing it, and I'm just here to relay the information to you. Most of you guys have heard from a lot of other YouTubers that were at these events. They played current gen. Obviously, you can read off of a list and say, you know, there's 2 new turns, you can protect the ball, there's real ball physics, but if you haven't had your hands on Next Gen, then you don't really know what to say about it, and I'm here to tell you about it. It was fantastic. I had a good time. It's still about, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 months away. I think the new next-gen systems aren't dropping until November or December. A lot of good stuff came out of that. Xbox One got pretty battered on in the conference, and, you know, Sony came out and did the whole little how to share a game and handed it to a friend, which was really, really intelligent and funny. I laughed a lot. But let's talk about FIFA 14. I had a good time, and I'm going to kick it off with the EA Sports Ignite engine. If you guys saw the E3 EA press conference, then you saw them talk about Ignite, which is absolute brand new technology. Gives you real-time physics, good animations. The intelligence is much, much higher than in previous engines, and it gives the athletes, you know, like human-like intelligence, which is nice. They're now able to anticipate things versus only being able to react. Before, in the Impact engine, once they hit, then they could react and the animations would play out, but now they're able to actually anticipate what's going on. Is there going to be a foot in the way trying to block the ball or hit their foot? They can anticipate that and make a move accordingly. So, looking pretty cool. The 3 main points of Ignite were Pro Instincts, which is how the players are going to react, and, you know, they're going to act like human-like reactions versus just to be like a robot. Precision Movement, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is. People can actually plant their feet now, get a good shot, make it look realistic, change directions on the, you know, on the dime, shift their momentum. And that's kind of what it is, you know, precision movement is going to make it look much more realistic and play out much more realistic, which is what we want to see. Everybody wants realism when it comes to FIFA, even other engines and games. You know, they're making things look much more realistic nowadays. I saw UFC 2 on a side note. That looks awesome. But anyway, Living Worlds was another main point in Ignite. You can see the crowd is much more detailed than it was in the past. They're making reactions. They're jumping. They got banners. They're realistic. It looks like somebody on the pitch. You know what I mean? It looks really good. And that was not really in past games. It was kind of a static crowd, you know, a couple, you know, movements around and things like that, but not a real fan. The last thing we saw, I think, in Living Worlds was probably in World Cup 2010, where they actually had, you know, certain shots of the crowd, and, you know, they had banners and flags and hats, and that was really cool, and it brought you into the game. You know, it made you feel like you were actually part of the stadium, and that's what they're doing here. They did actually have pre-rendered stadiums that they're going to show, like, outside going into the game, which is going to be really cool, and that's before the actual game, so that is really interesting. Seeing, you know, 3D models of actual stadiums. I think there was Man City Stadium, the New Camp, there's a couple others. I didn't write them down, but I think they had 5 or 6 total that they're going to put into the game. And, you know, the 3D crowds is something that's people been asking for years, and now they actually have the power in the next-gen consoles to put that in. On a side note, we did play on the Xbox One. They didn't have the PS4 there for us to play, but it still looked absolutely amazing. The 3D shots were glorious for the Living World. So, I know you guys have heard the, you know, pure shot, protect the ball, and real ball physics. I'm not really going to go over that too much, except I am going to say, as far as the physics go, the spin on the ball was absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, I didn't think something as little as a spin on the ball would really make a difference, but you could see when you're lofting over the top balls, the back spin on the ball, I mean, just the way you're swerving passes, it looked absolutely stunning. And Japes was talking, he's like, I don't really know if it's, you know, the wow factor of it's a brand new game and the visuals are so good, or if it's just the movement of the players and, you know, a combination of maybe all of it, but he's like, oh, reserve judgment, and I'm going to jump to conclusions, man, and say, you know, I know it was a new game, and we're getting our hands on it for the first time, so everything is going to be like, wow, fresh, you know, but it just played out really well. I think that the EA dev team have really put a lot of work into this. I think it's 2 years in the making now. And they've just done what they wanted to do. They were talking about this living engine and this whole Ignite system and how they are working it into realism in FIFA, and it just looks absolutely amazing. So, pure shots look pretty cool. I mean, definitely felt like it had more control on the ball when you're shooting it. There was some couple swerve shots. I didn't get a ton on target. I don't know if it was just me or the new system or what it was, but I played a full game with Spawny, and we both we didn't really do anything. I think it was a 0-0 draw at the end, so not too much going on there. But definitely a lot of more midfield play, which I liked. It was slowed down. There was more build-up. No shooting down the wings. If you were sprinting with the ball would knock ahead quite a bit, and I think they're going to tone that down. I was talking to Santi, and he was saying that all the features were kind of over-exaggerated so that you could see them. Sprinting with the ball was one of them, where as soon as you hit the sprint button, the ball went haywire. So they're definitely going to tone that down a little bit. The spin on the ball, he said, was also exaggerated to show, different touches and different bounces and things like that. So that will be toned down as well, but I've got faith in these guys. They seem to be able to do it every year, and FIFA 14 on a next-gen system, I mean, bros, it's going to be absolutely amazing. You're seeing some test bed stuff right now. These were shots, that I did see in the game. Dipping shots, there was some swerve shots, and some pretty cool, locomotion on the ball. So I'm totally looking forward to getting some more hands-on. I did play about 3 total games. Really, really fun and just absolutely organic. I mean, something in FIFA that we haven't seen in quite a few years. So I'm looking forward to it. I did play current gen. I don't really have a super great opinion on that because it was kind of only 65% done. A lot needs to go into it, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Current gen is basically going to bridge the gap, I think, until everyone really moves over to the next gen system. And if you're a gamer and a real FIFA fan, I would imagine you're going to get either Xbox One or PS4. So I guess that's the way of the future, next gen. That's the way I'm going for sure. So thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I could also probably fill another commentary full of stuff for FIFA 14, but this was the basics, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So thank you guys very much, and I will catch you next time. Peace.